Hey McDistrict, this is Brian coming at you with the next in our series of role-playing videos. And this video is going to be a role play of the training appointment phone approach. So this is going to be practicing the phone script with people that you already know. This isn't going to be for recommendations. We'll have a separate approach for that, and we'll have a separate video for that. After we get a chance to go through the script, I'm also going to take a few minutes to talk about how to really expand on your list and give you some ideas on how to get a couple extra things booked up in your schedule. So let's go ahead and kick it right off. This is going to be the approach straight out of page 24 in your training manual, and let's go ahead and go through it. So ring, ring, ring. I'll do it like this. You like that? Get some phone action going. All right, ring, ring, ring. Hey, Mrs. Jones, this is Brian Carter from down the street. How are you guys? That's awesome. Yeah, no, I'm doing well. Miriam is doing really great too. The kids are just growing like a weed. What has your family been up to? Gosh, I haven't seen you guys since the barbecue that we had a couple weeks back. Oh, doing great, awesome. And the kids? Oh, that's fantastic. Oh, very good. Well, excellent. I'm so glad to hear that. Well, hey, the reason I was calling, I just started a great new job showing Cutco, and as a part of my training, I'm required to put on some initial training appointments, and it's not something where you have to buy anything because I do get paid just to show it, but I'm really trying to get in 9 appointments by the end of Sunday to hit my goal. I'm just working my butt off to try and get there, so I wanted to see if I could swing by tomorrow afternoon at 2 o'clock, or do you think 4:30 might be better for y'all? 4:30? Yeah, that would be great. Hey, thank you so much. This really helps me out. Now, do you have a pen and a piece of paper handy? Yeah, no, I can wait. Perfect. All right, can you put in your planner that I will be there on Saturday at 4:30? Awesome. Now, obviously, you guys just live down the street. The two-story house with a blue door? Okay, very cool, very cool. What's the product? Oh, well, the product line is called Cutco. It's a high-quality line of kitchen cutlery, plus a few outdoor items. Again, I'm sure you probably have a ton of knives already, but I get paid just to show it to you, and it helps me out a ton. So I'm excited to catch up with you guys tomorrow at 4:30. Great. Now, this appointment is really important to me, and I'm counting on it to keep my schedule booked. If something comes up and you had to reschedule, I actually wouldn't get paid for that time slot. So you're sure that time will work for you and Chuck? Great. All right, well, hey, thank you so much. I'm really looking forward to our demo. I promise it'll be a lot of fun, and I can't wait to see you guys then. All right, have a great afternoon. Bye. Okay, so again, y'all, kind of a fake phone call there, but the energy and enthusiasm that you use when you talk is key. Let's run through those customer questions that you might get from time to time. If someone says they already own Cutco, or I'm sorry, someone asks what Cutco is or what the product is. In your script, I went ahead and read that one off, but again, if you get nervous, that's okay. Just highlight the part where you say, hey, it's really awesome knives, so what time might be better for you? Less is more, especially when you're first getting started. So if you're watching this video and you've only done 1 or 2 phone times, it's normal to be a little nervous just as you're getting experience in a different form of communication. Don't stress about that. Don't beat yourself up. Honestly, just put a big smile on your face and just be even more enthusiastic than you normally would be. If they say, I already own Cutco, y'all, that is good news. Cutco owners are 100% of the time our best customers. Hey, that's great. How do you like it? Okay, just pause for a second. Awesome. Well, like I said, I'm doing it for the training, and I'd still love to get your opinion, maybe a couple pointers. Plus, I do get paid anyway, so would 2 or 4:30 be better for you? If they say that time doesn't work, hey, no problem. I'm really busy this weekend too. I am really working hard to get those 9 appointments by Sunday in, and I can work hard to keep it short. Let me ask you, is that a bad day or a bad time? You know, bad day, bad time. It's amazing how your tonality makes a big difference. It's public speaking 101. It's not just the words we say, but it's the way that we say them. So when you answer those customer questions with a lot of energy and enthusiasm, when you don't act negative about it, but instead you're positive, it's incredible how different those responses come across to your customer, and it's so much easier to get things booked up. Now, if they ask how long does it take, not too long at all. My part's about 45 minutes. After that, it's really up to you. So what time do you think would be better? Saturday at 2 or 4:30? Okay, so a couple of notes on the phone script. This is one of those areas that practice makes perfect. We kind of hit this generational thing where a lot of our student workers, and some of y'all listening to this or watching this, you might be high school or college students. A lot of our student workers are so used to texting, direct messaging, IMing that, even like email is kind of antiquated for y'all. And as one of my top reps put it best, he said, Brian, I would rather send 9,000 text messages than make 1 phone call. And I kind of laughed because I understand that. And there will be a time where texting is probably going to be, our jam. It's going to be great. But you have to understand, when you're reaching out to customers in a professional context, when you're talking to people that are a lot older than you guys, these aren't your peers. I grew up in a time, y'all, where yes, I text a lot. I didn't have a cell phone until I was in college, and I'm older than y'all, but I'm kind of that next generation up. So you could probably hit me and my wife up with some things via text, but I don't think I would take you very seriously. I can't imagine we would actually book the demo. But if you go a whole nother generation up where our Big Macs are and most of your Mac customers, if you try to text us at demos, guys, yes, occasionally it's going to work, but it's usually going to misfire. That's why it's important to get comfortable on the phone. Just because you're nervous about it sometimes doesn't mean that you're not going to be really great at it, or that it's not an important skill to develop. I don't know if y'all know this, but most big companies nowadays, there's so many people out there looking for jobs, the way the job market is, that nowadays they generally do phone interviews. That's extremely common. Okay, AT&T does them, Apple Computer does them. You can go through this big long list, and so developing your professional skill set, increasing your proficiency doing that, the reality is it's just going to help you in the future. So again, don't put yourself off the hook just because you're not good at it immediately. That doesn't mean that you shouldn't still challenge yourself to continue to grow. Now, what does getting good at it actually look like? All right. Well, I've got a couple quick tips. Jot these down. Number one, you have to follow the script word for word. The training manual has 70 years of psychology just baked into it. And anytime people try to change the manual, as I always tell my team, no one ever changes the manual to sound more confident. Okay. We tend to add in a lot of weak words. If any of y'all did debate or you study public speaking, you'll talk about weasel words. And those are words that just rob your speech of its power and effectiveness. And so if you try to wing it, you're going to end up doing a lot of weasel words. The second tip is you need to smile and be overly enthusiastic. So much of what people get from us when we're talking to them, so much of what we convey is with our body language. It's our facial expressions. And so when you're on the phone, they're missing that entire dynamic. So honestly, if normally your level of enthusiasm, if you're normally like, a 6, well, a part of that is the body language. So when you talk to people on the phone, they're not getting that. So on the phone, you actually need to ramp it up a little more. To you guys, that might seem a little odd, but to your customer, that's going to read normal. So if you're normally at a 6, when I'm on the phone, I need to be a 7 or an 8, because to my customer, that's going to read a 6, So you have to understand that. Smiling does change the way that you project. You come across as more engaged, more upbeat, more enthusiastic, and obviously someone is more likely to meet with someone who's engaged, upbeat, and enthusiastic, okay? So number 2, smile, be overly enthusiastic. Number 3, you must share your goals like it matter. Okay, probably the biggest mistake that new reps make, or one of the biggest mistakes, is they don't share their goals, or they don't have goals. I understand why sometimes people say, "Oh, I just want to do as many as I can." But y'all, when you say as many as I can, customers don't see how that's going to actually help you. They don't see, since you told them that you're trying to get a certain number in for training, but then you say as many as I can, they're not going to connect the dots for how them participating with you is actually going to get you closer to what your stated goals are. So it's important that you give real numbers to people. I need 3 more appointments tomorrow. I need 1 more demo today. I need 2 more on Sunday to actually hit my goal. I need 9 over the next 3 days. Like whatever the number is, you need to already have it done out in your schedule. You need to have your set demo times laid out so that way you can easily and confidently offer 2 times to them, but also so that way you know what your goals are. It doesn't make sense to set a goal to do 5 demos if you have to work at your other job for a 7-hour shift. There's just not enough time in the day. You can still do 3 demos, and so it's important that you've taken a minute with your schedule before you actually get on the phone. Okay? And then the last tip is this. Always offer 2 times over the next 3 days. All right. It's so key that you offer 2 definite times to your clients when you talk to them. You can't just say what's good for you, or are you busy this weekend, or things like that. Guys, it's non-committal. It's just not professional. And people have a very hard time giving you a specific answer to a broad question. So when I say, are you busy? Well, all they're going to think about is the times they're busy, not the times they're available. If I say what's good for you, it's just kind of weirdly overwhelming to people. It's exactly the same. If you kind of doubt this, try out this little social experiment. Next time you're hanging out with your friends, just ask this question nice and broad. Hey, where do you guys want to go to lunch? Okay. And I'm willing to bet most of your group is going to say, I don't care. Where do you want to go to lunch? Oh, it doesn't matter to me. What sounds good to you? You're going to hear a million versions of that. And you guys all know how frustrating that can be. So that's why it's not on the customer to be able to lock that down. That's on you. Offering 2 times is not pushy. It's professional. And that's how they operate at every professional business that your clients work with. So trust me, if the customers can't see you, then they're going to tell you. And that again is why it's important to have your schedule already marked off. I do a little star next to all my demo times I'm trying to fill, so that way I can easily segue from one time to the next. Okay? Never 2 and 5-ish, never how's Saturday, never are you busy. Hey, Miss Jones, really trying to get in 2 more appointments tomorrow to hit my goal. I wanted to see if I could swing by at 11 o'clock, or do you think 3 p.m. might be better for y'all? That is how professionals operate. All right.